Hello everybody and welcome to just kind of my thoughts about Sekiro. I'm basically done with the game, or well, I've been done for a while, just going for the 100%, which means that I just need to grind for some levels. Well, more like 4 more levels. But I thought, while I'm doing that one, let's make a video about what I thought about the game. And, well, let's just start. This game is probably one of my favorite games of all time. At least, it at least has the best combat system of any game I have played. And easily the best From Software game. I've played most of the From Software games, or at least like Dark Souls 1, 3, and Elden Ring. So maybe not most of them, but at least played all of those. But Sekiro is the only one that I actually finished. Because that's the only one I actually have like really fun with. It's then fun to actually 100%. But let's actually talk about the game. Sekiro. Fantastic combat system. Like, the combat system is the best part of the game. The story is okay. I mean, it's not bad, but it isn't like something you played the game for. If you play Sekiro, it's for the combat. And the combat is top-notch. Nothing else I've played is even close to it. It just feels so good to just be good. Especially like since I've gone for the 100%, I've played through the game multiple times. And just like the feeling of improvement that I feel like when tackling bosses that I played before. It just feels so good. And also just the combat feels so smooth. At least like when you know what you're doing. Like when you actually are able to like parry all of their attacks. Use like Mikiri counter correctly. And stuff like that. Like the game just feels wonderful to play. Like I just can't state enough. Like I'm not really good at describing how I feel about it. But I just know how to describe it. I just want you to know that I love the combat of this game so much. Like, to be honest, I probably should have thought about it a little bit more what I was gonna say, other than I love the combat, because that's basically the most I can say, because I just love the combat. Other than that, the story, as I said, is okay. It isn't the best, isn't the worst. The only thing that's kind of disappointing are, like, the multiple... there are 4 endings in total. Only one of them is really different. One of them is, like, a ban ending, where you go against, like, your master. And that one is, okay, it's interesting. 2 different bosses. But other than that, all the other endings are basically exactly the same. Other than that in one of them, which isn't even, like, the best ending, you fight, like... get options to fight like 3 more bosses, like 2 mini bosses and 1 major boss. But the only problem I have, like, and maybe that's just probably just how the From Software makes like the other endings, but like the fact like all the endings are just talk to people or do talk Wayne or something. Like the one with Emma, you talk a bunch over here, Kuro, talk with her. And then after a while she gives like an item which lets you do the like extra bosses. But like for the like true ending or the best ending, you like it's basically the same, just with somebody else. But this time you don't get any differences at all. Like none of the bosses change at all. The only difference is the ending. Which is, I mean, sure, but I kind of wish it was like a little bit more than that. Like only if like even if the true ending like had like an extra boss or something. Like, anything, mini-boss, it just feels weird. Though, of course, that does not take away from the fact that the combat is still fucking wonderful. I can't get over how good the combat feels in this game. Of course, me just doing this over and over is not really showing off that, but I mean, I'm just playing for the achievements right now. Beaten everything. Multiple times well, okay. I can base... yeah, well, I had a little trouble beating the last boss, the last attempt. I almost beat it in first try, but then I lost, then my mental went down, and I fucked up sometimes. But, let's see here, is there anything else? The combat, wonderful. Story, wonderful. The environment, also, well, like, the setting is, like, really cool also. Like, sure, ninja done to that for something, but, like, this, like, I don't know. Dark, gritty environments, and just like the fact that you have so much like movability. What's I'm not sure what the correct word is. I'm kind of blanking on that. I think it's maneuverability or something, but like you can like move around with the slingshots, basically. Like, relatively much verticality, like, or just much exploration in general, which is real nice to have. A lot of places, like, you didn't expect to be able to go where you can go, and like, oh, okay. Found a funny secret or something like that. Is there too much else? Like, I probably should have put up, like, a... what's the word I'm looking for? Like a list or something. Keywords or something, so that I could go for this a little better. But maybe for another game. This, like, mostly just what I want you to get out from this video is the fact that... Please play this game, at least just for the combat. The combat just feels so good when you master it. Of course, I haven't mastered it at all. But even then, like... Those, like, the first time I just got, like, the first phase of the final boss, can relatively easily beat that without taking any damage. And it just feels... Like, you just feel so powerful when you do that. You parry everything correctly, and everything's just like... It just feels so good that I just cannot describe it, and I do not understand... I do not understand why From Software has not made a Sekiro 2 or anything like else. Like, sure, Elden Ring, big, huge. Much bigger than Sekiro. I can understand that, but like... Like, after I'm done with this, I just want another Sekiro. I just want another game that has, like, the exact same combat system, or at least very similar. But, I mean, I haven't really searched. Maybe I'll find something. But for now, I don't know what I will do. Probably finish Baldur's Gate or something. No. Is there anything else for me to say other than that? I'm sorry. I keep on going back to the combat, but it just feels so good. I really wish I probably could have done, like, something else for it than just showing off myself grinding here. But, like, I just want to 100% the game right now. So I just need to kill these guys enough that this is, like, the best grinding method I know of. And, yeah. Maybe I'll do a boss? Nah, probably not. I just love this game so much. I wish there was a second one. Or a spiritual successor, whatever, but I mean, I'm not really sure about that. Like, compared to Dark Souls, it just feels like Dark Souls, basically, you can parry or something, but, like, you have to have specific weapons for it. But just... It doesn't feel the same. Of course, I can't really say too much. I think, like, when I played Dark Souls, I mostly just used the fucking club. Start as a naked man and just used the club throughout most of it. I think the only one where I didn't do that was Dark Souls 1. But even then, like, the combat just isn't the same. Like, the fact, like, changing from the, like, Dark Souls roll to the parry system in this game is just too different. Like, sure, you can learn to roll in the correct directions and such. Like, oh, okay, now you're supposed to dodge and stuff like that. Like, it just isn't the same. Like, I don't feel the same improvement in a boss as I do, like... When I beat a difficult boss in Dark Souls, I don't feel the same amount of, like, I finally did it, I feel really good about myself, as I do in Sekiro. Of course, I still do feel, like, really good when I beat a difficult boss in all the other Soul games. It just isn't the same. And of course, something that Sekiro has that, of course, the other ones has, which, not sure if it's better or not, the, like, fact that you can die once, or 2 times, or, depending, many more times. Which, of course, doesn't make the game that much easier. It does make the game easier. But, I mean, I don't know exactly if Sekiro is thought to be, like, a more harder game than other Souls-like. I think I remember somebody saying something like that before, like, oh, it's the hardest one. But I think that was before Elden Ring came out, so Elden Ring might be more difficult or something. But just having the extra, like, reassurance from that does feel nice to have. It does feel nice. But to be honest, I think that I'm probably done with me talking, because I don't really know what else to say. Probably could have put up some keywords or something. Again, because I'm not really good at this. This is totally unscripted. Probably need to learn to be better at stuff like this, but that will come with time, hopefully. So, yeah, probably thank you all so very much for watching. I'm just gonna keep on grinding till I'm 100%. And, yeah. Bye-bye!